with writer, blogger, and author of 30 Day Notice, Kai Mann.
Hi.
So we're going to just get started. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Of course, I'm Kai Mann. I am the author of 30 Day Notice. I not only write, this is my first novel, but I also write poetry. I have an online poetry blog, Kaiology, Whet Your Intellectual Taste Buds, and I also write for Examiner.com. So those are three things that I do. I'm also a mother. I'm also a grandmother of a 2-month-old. And that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Okay. So tell us, how did you come up with the title 30 Day Notice?
Wow. The title came to me after kind of mulling over different issues or experiences that I and some other people kind of were having. And the thought came that there was a 30-day notice. Here's 30 days to get yourself together and pretty much to move on. So I thought, let me call this book 30 Day Notice.
So that's practically like the theme and how it applies to the book as well.
Exactly.
Check out this cover, isn't it cool? And so just give us a little taste of what 30 Day Notice is about.
Well, 30 Day Notice is about a woman named Corey Maitland. Corey leaves everything behind. She sacrifices her family, friends, everything, and she moves. And she actually is moving so that she can find herself. But what happens is she ends up kind of getting distracted and falls in love.
Okay.
When she falls in love, she thinks that's like the one and true love, but it's really not. And it just kind of turns out to be a distraction, just like all of her relationships have been. So it kind of starts where she leaves and she goes through all this different trials and turmoil based upon her lover leaving her. She kind of starts looking back through the 5 years of their relationship and kind of like see different notices that she should have picked up on and kind of didn't.
Like those signs.
Exactly. So pretty much in a nutshell, she just goes through so much turmoil just based upon that. It kind of like starts a journey of just terribleness. But eventually, I think she kind of gets on the right path somewhere.
Okay. So about how many characters are there? I know you said about Corey, so about how many characters would you say has like a role in the book?
There are about 3 to 5 different people. There's like people that kind of like pop in,
Right.
but don't stay. But there are like 3 to 5 people that are extra characters in the book.
And who would you say was your favorite to develop?
Actually Corey, because the simple fact that she's going through so much and it was kind of like hard to keep up with. Like you had to make sure that what she was going through at that point in time, that you stayed on track with that. So you didn't kind of like weave everything in together. But I think like the plot of it was a little bit kind of tricky for me.
Gotcha. And so what would you say that you got the inspiration from this book?
Just experiences that I've had and experiences that other people that, they've had also. I think that a lot of people will be able to relate to it because there's different things that happen in there. And although, a person may not be able to say, oh, I relate to all of those things, but I'm quite sure there's something in there that they'll be able to relate to.
Okay. And so do you know if there are any lessons that the readers can get from this book, or is it just purely for entertainment?
Actually, there's a message behind the book. I mean, if people can really kind of, forget that it's like a real lesbian love story / betrayal and all those other things, if they can kind of get past that and just look at the story itself, it will kind of make them look at themselves and the things that happen in their own lives to kind of like look to say, I got a lot of notices, now that I look back on it. Or just to be able to say that, even though this person went through all that stuff that they went through, that in the end, I know that I'll be able to do the same thing. I can pick myself up by the bootstraps and keep it moving. Right.
Yeah, I definitely got a lot of messages from this book. So would you say that this is autobiographical, or is it fiction?
It's fiction. I would be lying if I said that, everything in this book happened to me, because it didn't. It didn't.
Right.
But of course, there's some things in there I could say, I could remember something like that happened to me.
Right.
But the book is fiction. It's not autobiographical. I'm going to have to cut that out.
And so tell us, do you have any other projects waiting in the wings, or do you have anything that's in development now, or we're gonna have a sequel to this? Or
Yes,
what's
there
going on with
will
Kai
be a
Man?
sequel to that. I planned for 2 other books to come behind this book. One of the books that'll come will be kind of like, will precede this book. So it'll go back into like Corey's life before this happened. And then you'll see another book that'll happen that kind of picks up where all the things in this book that you thought that actually happened, you'll get to see that it's not all that. That's not the truth. Like certain things didn't happen that way. So it's gonna be tricky,
Oh,
but
I can't wait.
I've got some great plans for this whole eviction chronicle.
That sounds interesting. So tell everybody where they can find out more about you.
Well, if you want to find out more about me, you can go to http kai-mann.com, and that's kai-mann.com. You can also check me out. My blog poetry is Kaiology, Wet Your Intellectual Taste Buds, and that's Kaiology, Kaiology, WETYINTELLECTUAL blogspot.com. It's a lot, but if you just type in Google Kaiology, it'll come up.
Okay. Well, I thank you for interviewing with me. Everybody, this is Kai Man, and I urge everyone to go out and get 30-day notice.